Demon Slayer, it's beyond words at this point where this arc is at. I mean, this arc is full of twists and turns. The twist and turn aspect that I love about the Mugen Train arc is alive and well with this arc. Holy shit, this episode was even better than last week, and last week was peak what you would assume Demon Slayer can be in an arc like this, but you always know it can find ways to get better. From, just seeing Beast Mode Nezuko, which you knew she had to be stopped. It was only a matter of time before she lost control on the wrong person. But seeing her curb stomp Donkey and just everything like that was insane. Because we go from, a badass little girl who's mostly in a box, and when she comes out, she can kick some ass and take some names, to a Goliath that makes who seems to be the main villain of the arc, look like, just pudding. She's not gonna be doing much. She's literally more liquid than flesh at this point. And I knew there had to be a twist. There had to be something similar to the Mugen Train, where you're like, okay, well, what the hell? We finished the fight. I mean, if Nezuko can deal with Daki, then therefore Tengen can. And if Tengen and her can take care of it, how the hell do you carry on this arc for another handful of episodes? It just doesn't make sense. So there has to be that Mugen Train situation where there's the true villain that you fight. I just was assuming that it would be a completely separate character. Someone would pop up. Hell, I was even willing to believe that Muzan might pop up. You never quite know, right? It's already been established in this arc that he had some deep connections with Daki. He literally was treating her like a little girl half the time, just whispering in her ear about how great she is to make it so that she'd be a perfect ally for him. And then you get the reveal of Tengen, and he pops up and beheads her. And this isn't the first time she was beheaded. And the fact that the brother came from 2-in-1 sister-brother duo, holy shit. This brother is what Zensu would be if he was left unchecked and on a demon's side. He's getting mad at Tengen for having 3 wives. He's jealous of everything because he's saying, his body's not right. You have this nice physical body. You're probably good with the ladies. I can't build this muscle mass. And then when you see his blood demon art and it's basically boomerang saw blades, it's hard not to get hyped, especially with how Ufotable went about animating it. Initially, when he was just deflecting and slashing, that was cool as shit enough. But then when it really gets into how they bent around his blades and just the crimson red details, shit. Last week, awesome. Not many people are going to complain about last week's episode, but we knew probably next week's going to get crazier. Same thing. Holy shit. Craziest shit ever, but the craziest shit is probably still yet to come. We have the whole gang there. Tanjiro's running to put Nezuko in the box after singing her a lullaby, but we have Zensu still asleep, so he's still pretty much a badass. And we have Inosuke, even though, Lord Inosuke here just wants to be flashy like his mentor and idol and rival Tengen. So it's going to be cool to see what's going to happen, because it was already dangerous enough just having the belt, the sash, because you can literally put people in that and then you'd have to be careful about where you slash. So now we have a defense mechanism and a very, very brutal attack mechanism, and the fact that he can seemingly heal so many injuries, that is insane. But that's probably going to be more so in next week's episode. I do want to touch more on that in a minute, but I do want to talk about Nezuko's blood demon art, because that was the star of the show up until the Tengen stuff kicked off. This true form, her beast form, her demonic form, and just seeing the flame, her almost pyrokinesis ability where she literally uses her blood to burn demonic things. And from what the episode revealed, most likely if a human got in that area, I would imagine it wouldn't hurt them, because there is the mention that this is affecting demons, a very specific demon art. So that's kind of interesting, but kind of makes sense and fits for Tanjiro, what he wants her to be as a demon and hopefully a human again someday. And just to see, it was bad enough seeing her just get flattened like a pancake, but then when she starts burning and she comes out of that and you literally see, the 10th degree burns on her, it was just torture at that point. I kind of was sitting back damn, I know she's an evil character, but Nezuko, maybe you do need to chill, put the goddamn critter out of her misery. Don't, continue on with the suffering. And when it came to Tanjiro coming in, I thought it was so interesting, right? Because she usually wears a muzzle of some sort. And the fact that it's broken, it's gone, and the fact that he was using his sword to basically muzzle her as she was losing it was so close, this close to feeding on a human, and if that happened, I guarantee you there would have been no coming back. And I thought it was so sweet because something I liked in last week's episode, which I mentioned, was that, Tanjiro's family remains to be relevant. It's like his core spirit there. That's the thing that keeps him motivated. And I mean, yeah, he has his desire to help his living sister, but, he never forgets about the teachings and whatnot. And even if they're not actually there, in spirit, they are for him. And to see the same thing with Nezuko in this episode, initially Tanjiro gets woken up by his family, and then Nezuko, when he's singing the lullaby, I mean, it's not the most beautiful of singing voices. He's struggling to literally keep a demon from ripping apart the city, but the fact that when he's holding her hand, she remembers the mother singing it, and then she just starts bawling. I thought it was so nice that on both sides, the family element remains relevant, and it's no surprise why Demon Slayer is as big as it is in Japan, given the themes in, family and everything like that. It was just so nice to see, honestly, we didn't even need to have action in this episode. If I just had a moment like that, I would have loved it for that. But the fact that it did have that crazy brutality on Nezuko's side. We had Tanjiro coming in to kind of save the day in terms of not letting her do something she might not be able to come back from, not to mention would have just killed an innocent civilian. And then Tengen's just, holy shit, goofy moments. The fact that, one of my favorite things in anime is when a powerful character makes another powerful character look like a child. And just seeing Tengen, behead her and then just, talk down there's no way you're an upper six, you're absolutely pathetic. I was like, okay, what the hell is the twist gonna be? And then she starts sobbing like a little girl. I was like, what are we witnessing? We went from, holy shit, she's terrifying, to she's a little girl just crying for her mommy. Didn't realize that she was actually crying for her big brother. And when it kicked in, everything just came full circle. And I was like, this is why we love Demon Slayer. Beautifully animated, sound design off the charts, from the slashing to the burning to the crumbling of the buildings to the voice actors making sure they fit their situation. But that writing and how it escalates tension without pulling things from thin air. The fact that when things seemingly are coming from nowhere, it all just kind of builds and you make sense on why things have been happening in a certain way. And I am excited because, the action kicked off very early into this arc, earlier than you would typically be used to. And the fact that we had so many episodes to go, I knew there had to be something. I just wasn't expecting a big brother twist. Especially in the same episode, we get to see Nezuko's, blood demon art, which was absolutely incredible. It's no surprise. I'm excited for next week. I'm excited for the next episode. I'm pretty sure most people will be excited for the next episode. But let me know what you thought, because, I'm sure manga readers are gonna be jumping for joy seeing how, once again, Ufotable knocks it out of the park. They made it what they loved about it on the pages come to life. But there has to be a lot of people in my situation being like, we expected something to happen, but probably not like this. I'd love to know everyone's reactions, because these are the episodes that have the best discussions, I find, just like last week. Let me know your feelings down below. Leave a like if you enjoyed, and subscribe if you're new around here. So until next time, everyone, please take care and have a good one.